So, welcome. This is a really exciting polarity integration because it's so alive for so many of us in different ways, particularly in a work context. Can also be in other areas of life, of course, because how we do anything is how we do everything. But particularly in the work context, because it has to do with motivation. And most of us have been gone through schooling systems and systems of education where we required a level of motivation, is what we thought or got trained into. Maybe sports or other areas of life, it's a similar quality, but let's keep it really into the work context. So let's keep this one really into the work context. So towards motivated has anything to do, you might see these people that set a goal and work towards it. It's like, this is what I want. So a desired outcome, a desired goal, situation, outcome, and they get the internal drive to work towards that. It's kind of the carrot. This is the carrot, yeah? This desire, outcome, perspective that I want to achieve. This is my carrot, and I'm going to work as fast as I can towards that goal. Yeah. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we've got moving away from, so away motivated. So there's a pain or discomfort or fear of some sort that someone wants to move away from. So that is the stick. So if we have the carrot on one side, the moving towards, this is the stick. So the stick is where we want to move away from the pain that we don't want to feel. Maybe it's the pain to be unemployed. Maybe it's the pain to not have enough money. Maybe it's the pain to be not good enough, whatever it might be, to be perceived not successful or not capable enough, whatever it might be. But it has to do with a motivation strategy where we use pain to motivate ourselves, to not want to be fat or overweight. So I'm now going to use pain to move away from that pain and towards a desired outcome. And this is the bind. The moment we have a carrot, we also have a stick. It can't be one or the other. The moment we have a desired outcome, we need to, in our own unconscious self system, have a stick in ourselves as well. If we have a stick, we also have a carrot. I don't want to feel the pain of this XYZ situation, context, way of being. I need to have a carrot or an ideal situation or way of being in mind in order to reference that. I need to have the opposite in my mind. So here we're going to really play with how that both of those sides, not one is better than the other, they're actually both keeping us trapped into this loop of needing motivation as a strategy to move ourselves. This is not actually necessary. It's a form of extrinsic motivation. Yeah, so we use things outside of ourselves, perspectives, belief systems that have been placed in us by our parents, caretakers, etc. And now we've internalized that extrinsic motivation. We've internalized it. So it might seem like internal motivation, but it's not. It's on behalf of either being good enough, being better than someone else, not being trapped in a particular way and in a situation, feeling really powerful, or being really someone in your field, or really having enough money and food on the table. So it's just on behalf of something, as opposed to what you can see in that fifth person perspective, moving. This body has the capacity to move and do XYZ tasks, so that's what's happening. And there's no motivation required for it, you see. We don't need to motivate ourselves. We're simply doing it because we can. And because it's deeply, deeply, deeply in our heart true for us to do that. And so we don't use internal strategies to motivate ourselves either in or out of certain tasks or things to do or not do. Yeah, so that's what we're going to play with. So take maybe a particular example in the work context. Yeah, so let's stick it to work for now. In a work context or in some leadership context that you're finding yourself at the moment, and take an example where you notice yourself moving towards or moving away from something. And again, the moment you move towards something, you're simultaneously moving away from something. There's no other way. It's not unconditional, it's conditional. So there's a condition placed upon yourself in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so once you have that, stand on the side of towards motivated. So stand on the side of towards motivated. So here you feel an energy in the body that has to do with moving towards your desired outcome. desired way of being, a desired perspective, a desired way of living, and you're motivated towards that. So feel in the body, how does it feel to be motivated towards this goal, outcome, perspective, way of being, whatever it might be, and feel how that feels in the body. What is the somatic gesturing that starts to happen? Maybe you can feel a leaning towards or leaning away, or are you staying quite central and neutral? How is the breath behaving as you stand in this motivated towards? What can you notice in any muscle tension? Maybe certain facial expression. Maybe some memories and associations come up as you stand in this place of moving towards your desired outcome, goal, whatever it might be. The carrot. Yeah, and take note as you stand in this place and you really immerse yourself in this perspective. How does it feel for the body to stand here? To be in this space of towards motivated? Really believe that you're there, yeah? So immerse yourself in that and feel how it would feel to be motivated towards this way of being, this thing, this perspective. And now as you take note of that, and you slowly start to walk towards away motivated. So leave behind this energy. And as you walk towards away motivated, be aware of how you feel somatically in the system now differently. As you stand now on the side of moving away from something, from some pain or some discomfort, some unpleasant experience, some undesirable state or way of being, and you move away from that. How does it feel to move away from that? Away from this pain or discomfort, away from this way of being. Maybe there's certain memories or thoughts that come up as you stand in this space of moving away from pain, discomfort, or some form of unlikability. It can also be very subtle, just something you don't want. Maybe it's a certain feeling or perception in the body that you don't want to feel. So really drop into the body again and notice, how is this feeling somatically in the system as you move away from this pain or discomfort or belief or idea, whatever it might be. Position that you're in work, this project that you're doing, whatever it might be. And take note how this feels to move away from this position. Again, notice how the body is leaning. Is it leaning forward, backward? Is it quite neutral, sidewards? Whatever is here, take note of the somatic. And then as you do, walk towards the other side again. So walk towards motivated. And away motivated. So you can almost see as we walk from one side to the other, that you can see how this is at play even right now in this particular polarity. So stay in the body, take note how this energetic shift might happen in the body as you move away from whatever pain or discomfort and you move towards the desired outcome, the desired way of being. Notice how the body shifts in energy. Maybe this place feels more comfortable, maybe it feels less comfortable. Whatever is here, take note what is here for you specifically right now. And again, notice any breathing shifts or shifts in breathing, shifts in heart rhythm, shifts in temperature in the body, or anything it might be live sensation wise in the body. Stay in the body. So notice what's happening in the body. And now take a moment to walk up and down in your own time. So move up and down between these two seeming oppositions. If you need more time to walk up and down, feel free to pause the video. If you're ready, we're going to stand in the fifth person perspective again. And you're going to look back at both the desired outcome, so towards motivated and how that feels, and then away motivated, so the pain. And how you're really using pleasure and pain as a way to motivate yourself in this particular context or situation, whatever your choice was in terms of context or situation. And how both of those are actually keeping you in the loop. And both of those are actually putting stress on the system unnecessarily. So really, as you stand in this fifth person perspective, what is here in this perspective? How are you viewing and being when you stand outside of any of that and you watch it occurring, so you can see it happening, but you're not in the bind of it. So you're standing outside of it. And really start to take note, how is the soma feeling here? So the body, how does it feel? Maybe it feels light, maybe it just feels really weird or different, whatever is here. So how does the body feel? Take good note of how the body is feeling, maybe particular breath patterns that are here or not here. Yeah, what is different than when you were walking on that polarity versus being outside of it now and observing it, which could become a polarity in and of itself, but it doesn't have to be if you do the including work. So take notes for yourself. So make some notes again in your journal or whatever you've got, and start to really notice this in your day-to-day life. This is a life for most people, particularly in the work context. There's some form of this. So really start noticing this in your leading and leadership context, and how are you leading yourself through life from probably a place of either using the carrot or the stick as a way to motivate yourself. Both of those are not healthy. Sometimes it's necessary, and we don't want to exclude it altogether and throw the baby out with the bathwater in that sense. However, it is so much more freeing, and there's so much more available when you simply move in with an as reality, as opposed to having an agenda driving your reality. And again, it doesn't mean you can't have goals or outcomes and etc., but you're not using pain or pleasure as a form of motivation for yourself. And if you are right now, take note in your life where you are doing that, how you're doing that, bring that to the session again so we can talk about it and explore it together. And have fun exploring this. It's a very powerful one. If you're free from this, alongside maybe a few other polarities, you pretty much don't have to experience any stress at work, which is quite nice. Nice idea. Nice little carrot right there for you. So have fun, play around, and reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you.